Our area's most beautiful properties deserve the finest realtors. Meeks Realty Group. We focus on buying and selling residential and commercial properties throughout the tri-state area. Contact Meeks Realty Group online at meeks.us or call 304-440-1101.
The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
Hey folks, good Tuesday morning to you from the Parmar Store studio. Welcome to the show, brought to you by the Thornhill Auto Group, the voice of Charleston, WCHS. Ryan Nicholson is our producer today. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly, hotline 304-345-5858. And the text line from Fruit 304-935-5008. We do the show from the Parmar Store studio, and we're brought to you by Thornhill Auto Group, including Thornhill Toyota. Come check out the new Camry, Corolla, RAV4, and more. It's Thornhill. They're not just selling cars, they're creating unforgettable adventures. Click or come by Thornhill Toyota, WV.com, or on the Thornhill Motor Mile, US 119 in Chapmanville. And remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon. All right, coming up on the show today, we got Dave Hardy with us. Mr. Hardy, of course, done a variety of different things. Charleston City Council, he did that for a while. He was also currently serving as the State Revenue Secretary, and now he wants to be the circuit judge in Kanawha County. Dave Hardy will join us to talk about that coming up a little bit later on. There was an announcement made actually on this show yesterday by Charleston Mayor Amy Goodwin as it pertains to some jobs coming to downtown Charleston, and it was made official at the Charleston City Council meeting last night. We're going to get into that story coming up a little bit later on. Plus, we'll go national for a little bit. There are some very, very troubling poll numbers out for President Biden in a matchup against former President Donald Trump. And I'm going to get into that coming up a little bit later on. Lots to get to. Your calls and texts are always welcome. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly, hotline 304-345-5858. I have a text line for Fruit 304-935-5008. Want to welcome in, though, to start things off, our good friend Chris Withrow from the Benny Keatum Shrine. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I am excellent, Dave. Thank you so much. Sorry I can't be in the studio today, but I am happy to be here today.
You know what, Chris? Incarceration happens to the best of us. I'm just glad that you were able to get that one phone call out this morning. So
I spent my last quarter for this. So
this show's not even worth a quarter, man. I'm going to tell you that right now. All right. Before we talk about some things coming up, and I'd like to give you guys and folks with the Shrine an opportunity to talk about the great things you do in the community. Before I get into things coming up, I want to go back a couple of weeks, and you had your big trunk or treat event. I think it was on a Friday at the temple there on Courier Street. Tell us how that went.
Well, I'll tell you, it was an exciting evening. There were so many children there, all dressed up, and they had an absolute ball. We just really enjoyed giving back to the community, getting our face out there and shaking hands and meeting the people. But I want to throw out a really good thank you to our vendors. We had 38 individual trunks or vendors out there. People are in the community, some of the people, banks and the police department, big shout out to them, Charleston, Kanawha County, the ambulance, fire departments, they were all there. It was a wonderful event. We had probably 150 kids and parents alike, and just had an absolute blast. It was fun.
Yeah, it was. I saw a lot of pictures posted online, and if I remember correctly, for old people like you and I, that's kind of hard to remember 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago. But I think the weather was pretty good. I think
it was perfect. We had, temperature, no rain. It just, everything just kind of, all the stars aligned, I guess. And it was just a really nice evening, and it looked like everybody was having a good time, and it was a great event, and we hope to continue to do that every year. We had such a great response with that. And then, of course, Saturday, we had two events back-to-back. We had the broomstick ball, which was a dress-up adult party. It was great. Had a really good DJ, great food that was provided by Anthony Wilkins with Time After Time, and we just had a great time. It was a lot of fun.
So what's the future looking like? I know you guys and gals have always got something big coming up. What's next on the Shrine radar?
Well, started yesterday.
Okay.
Big event's going to be for 2 weeks, Monday through Friday. We are going to be a drop-off collection point for the Union Mission. We teamed up with them to join their food drive, and we're really excited about it. So every day, twice a day, from 11 to 2 during the day, and from 4 to 7 every evening, Monday through Friday this week and Monday through Friday next week, we're going to be a drop-off point, like I said, but it's going to be a drive-through drop-off point. You come into the lot, you open up your car, pop your trunk, we'll pull the non-perishable foods out or cash donations, whichever you'd like to do, and we're going to collect that. And at the end of next week, we're going to deliver all that stuff to the Union Mission to help feed the families during the holidays. We're really excited about it. Want everybody to come by 100 Courier Street, get 20, 30 cans of food, boxes, go through your pantries, pull out the food, give a little bit during this holiday season, but all you have to do is drive through. You don't even have to get out of your car. We're going to take care of it for you. So we're really excited about that partnership with the Union Mission. What
particular types of food, Chris, are you looking for? I mean, is there any restrictions? What ideally would you like to have? The canned foods, things of that nature?
Canned foods, box foods, any non-perishable stuff that could be stored on your shelf. When you open up your pantry in the house before you go to work one day this week, grab you 2 or 3 Kroger bags full of canned food, box foods, and bring it by the Shrine Temple at 100 Courier Street this week and next, and we'll take it off your hands. But anything that's shelf stable.
Okay.
Yep.
And so you're doing it twice daily, 11 to 2 and 4 to 7, right?
Correct. Monday through Friday this week and Monday through Friday next week.
All right. So and it's an easy opportunity for people to go, and you'll take cash donations as well. What about holiday parties there at the Shrine Hall? I know you guys are always having some kind of an event there. Is it, if I want to book a Christmas party or something like that there, a little gathering for the Christmas season, is it too late to do that?
It's not too late, but I will warn you, you need to do it quick. We're booking up very fast. We've become a very popular venue. We've got a great opportunity there right downtown, great parking, great event space. So, yes, we are booking parties and events every day. So come and check us out and book your next Christmas party. Speaking of Christmas parties, though, we've got a really good thing. Every year we do Breakfast with Santa. And it's going to be a great event. It's on December the 16th down at the Shrine Center at 100 Courier Street at 9 a.m. Santa's going to come, and we're going to have a great breakfast. We've got a lot of great partners that have helped us. It's a wonderful event, and it's open to the public, and we would love for everybody to come and sit down and tell old St. Nick what's on your Christmas list this year.
And that's that was December the 16th. Is that right? Is that what you said, Chris?
Yes, sir. Yes,
and we'll have you on, by my calculations, we have you on about once a month, so we'll have you on before then. We're also going to have you on, I guess, before the Christmas parade, which is in Charleston. I don't want to forget to mention that. How does the Shrine Club get involved with the Christmas parade in Charleston, or any other parades or any other things going on? Because I know you folks are out everywhere. What's the game plan looking like, man?
Well, we try to get to every event, every parade possible, and it's one way that we are able to raise funds. It's also a way that we can get out and give back to the community. We are going to be involved in multiple parades. We're going to do a Veterans Parade coming up before that, but we are so excited. It's really fun to go up and down the street, show everybody that the Shrine is alive and doing well. And to watch the kids on the side of the road, and they're smiling and happy, and moms, dads, grandma, grandpas, aunts, uncles, everybody out there, and just watching the kids enjoying the day. It's very, very rewarding.
Tell me about this Veterans event, because Veterans Day is coming up this week. When is it? When and where is this going to happen?
Well, there's several Veterans Day parades around.
Oh, okay, okay. It's not one
Kanawha
specific
County
one. Okay.
that we'll be into. So,
okay.
And I would love to really tell all your listeners, come out and support these Veterans Day parades. These men and women sacrificed a lot, and to recognize them is a great thing. So everybody get out and grab your kids and your neighbors and go out and go to one of these veterans parades.
Yeah.
They're a wonderful way to say thank you.
Well, let's recap again. You're doing your food drop-off this week and next at the Shrine Temple, which is right next door to the Coliseum Convention Center, 11 to 2, and then 4 to 7. It's a drive-through. So, look, if you can't afford to give a whole lot, proceeds will go to Union Mission. You can give a couple cans a day. You can do a small cash donation. Don't even have to get out of your car. All you got to do is just pull up, and the folks will come out and get the things again, 11 to 2 and 4 to 7. And also, and we'll be talking about this next month a little bit more. You got your Breakfast with Santa, which is going to be December the 16th at 9 a.m. We'll get into that a little bit later on. And I'll follow up, and we'll close it here by Chris by saying hats off to you folks for everything that you do, not only during the holiday season, but also year-round. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much, Dave, and you have a wonderful day.
All right. Chris Withrow again for the Benny Keatum Shrine. Again, their food drop-off is happening this week and next, 11 to 2 at the Temple, which is just beside the Coliseum Convention Center. 11 to 2, and then they take a little break, and then they do 4 to 7, and they are accepting cash donations. So you don't even have to get out of your car. You just pull up, and they'll come out, and they'll unload it for you. And he also mentioned about how the Shriners are going to try to be in all the Veterans Parade. I want to get this event out there before I forget, because somebody sent this to me. And by the way, Veterans Day will be observed in many areas. It'll be observed on Friday, but the actual holiday is this Saturday. There's going to be a Veterans Appreciation Dinner happening this Saturday in Putnam County over in Hurricane, and it's at the Commons area of Hurricane High School. And it's a full barbecue meal with sides and the whole thing. And it is sponsored by, it's hosted by Putnam County Bank, by Eleanor Barbecue, one of my favorite places in the world, and also by the city of Hurricane. So if you're a veteran, you and a guest can come there for that. Again, it's this Saturday from 4 to 7. You and one guest, you eat absolutely free. Some of the most delicious barbecue you'll find anywhere, courtesy of Eleanor Barbecue. And I'll be talking about that a little bit more a little bit later on, but I did want to kind of get that in as we head toward the Veterans Observance this weekend. Our texting services here for the show are sponsored by Fruth Pharmacy. Fruth is celebrating their 71st year in business. Stop by any Fruth location, register to win some great prizes, including Fruth gift cards, smart TVs and speakers, gift baskets, fragrance sets, candles, apparel, and a whole lot more. The winners chosen at every store. Fruth has been your hometown pharmacy now for 71 years. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Dave Hardy, who is your state revenue secretary, and he also wants to be the next Kanawha County Circuit Judge. It's coming up next from the Parmar Stores studio, brought to you by the Thornhill Auto Group on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses have been creating jobs in West Virginia since 1997.
Are you ready to make every adventure awesome? Look no further than the new Thornhill Toyota. Introducing the 2023 Toyota Camry, Corolla, and RAV4. The ultimate companions for your journey. Whether it's the sleek Camry or the adventurous RAV4, we've got the perfect ride for you. And don't forget our unbeatable selection. We've got a ride for every style and budget. At the new Thornhill Toyota, we're not just selling cars, we're creating unforgettable adventures. So why wait? Visit us today and let's make every adventure awesome together. Click or come by at ThornhillToyotaWV.com or on the Thornhill Motor Mile, US 119 Chapmanville. See Thornhill for full details.
Elevators. You take them for granted until they let you down. If you're working to maintain a stellar reputation, then let me introduce you to DC Elevator. We want to work with you to make sure your people get where they are going. What could be better than a new company coming to the area and already having 45 years of experience? DC Elevator is bringing a new culture of elevator maintenance, repairs, modernization, and installation to West Virginia. Don't leave your people hanging. For a free consultation, call DC Elevator at 304-345-7222.
I received a call the other day from a woman. Her voice was shaking. She needed help. Her husband tragically was unable to call himself, but he had told her previously, if anything ever happens to me, call Morgan & Morgan. I was humbled and proud. And what higher honor could we receive than protecting someone's family after they're gone? Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Office 222 Capitol Street, Charleston. Cases will be handled by West Virginia licensed attorneys. The attorney in this ad is not licensed in West Virginia. ForThePeople.com.
Oh, the West Virginia hills. Did you know that some of the best music in the world is made right here in our own backyard? If you take the time to listen, you'll hear something good. Join me, the Appalachian Soul Man, Aristotle Jones, as I highlight new music from West Virginia and Central Appalachia on Sounds Good to Me with Aristotle Jones. Saturday mornings at 8:06 on the Voice of Charleston, 580 WCHS.
Oh, the West Virginia hit.
922 show's brought to you part by General Hardware and Lumber of Winfield. Come check out the new contractor showroom, lumber yard, and more. They deliver service and quality right to your door. Don't buy till you get a quote from General Hardware and Lumber of Winfield. Ryan Nicholson is our producer today. Bigley, Piggly, Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Fruth Pharmacy text line 304-935-5008. Want to welcome to the show State Revenue Secretary, now a candidate for Kanawha County Circuit Judge Dave Hardy. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Dave. Good to be here.
From one Dave to another.
Yes, thank you.
See, it's a running joke here in this company because we have so many Daves. You got myself, you got Dave Wilson up in Morgantown, you got Dave Weekly, you got Dave Jekyll. So what's another Dave? We'll just add another Dave.
That's a good crew right there.
Yeah. And the temperature in this studio this morning, here's the thing about it, Dave. When you come in here, it's either going to be 27 or 127. Well, and today it's 127. I don't know why.
I'm on the hot seat.
You're literally on the hot seat. So now you're a state revenue secretary. That's kept you busy for the last
almost 7 years.
Almost 7 years
yes.
of number crunching. Any truth to the rumor that you're just tired of looking at numbers and you want to look at something else?
I love numbers. I've loved numbers since I was in the first grade, but I'm coming up on 7 years. I started January of 2017. I came in with the governor, and when Jeff Sandy left in July, I looked around and I thought, wow, I'm the last remaining original cabinet member for Governor Justice. So I've lasted 7 years, and it's been wonderful. I love working with the governor. He's easy to work with, and we've been blessed with some really good success up there.
Before we talk about your potential judgeship, I'm going to talk about Dave Hardy, the man. Now, for those who may not know, you've been in public service for quite some time, variety of different things. We'll get into that a little bit later on. But give us your background. Give us the basic bio on Dave Hardy.
Okay. Number one, I hail from the same hometown as Jeff Jenkins. Pratt, West Virginia. Population now, 490.
I was going to say, is that downtown Pratt or one of the suburbs?
I live, Jeff kind of lives in the suburbs, but I live right in downtown. Right by the school.
Pratt.
Right by Pratt Elementary, where Jeff and I both went to school. Matter of fact, Jeff took my paper route. When I got older and was ready to give up my paper route, Jeff and his brother Kevin took my paper route. We laugh about that all the time.
The things you learn, I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. We're proud of our hometown, and it's a wonderful little place. And I'm up there every weekend because my mother, who's 90 years old, is still living there and has lived there since 1933.
Really?
Yes.
In the same house?
Same house. Well, no, actually since 1957.
In the same house. That's still pretty remarkable.
Yeah, she was pregnant with me when she moved in that house.
Okay, all right.
But anyway, I'm a graduate of East Bank High School, West Virginia Tech, BS in Accounting, BA in History and Government, University of Tennessee College of Law, Knoxville, and I came back here in the summer of '83. And took the bar. Back then, if you went to WVU Law School, you didn't have to take the bar, but I had gone out of state, so I took the bar, and I started practicing law 40 years ago last month, October 16th of '83. And I have been in and around Charleston, a member of the bar for the last 40 years. I started in public office May 1st, 95. I was elected to Charleston City Council. I served 6 years under Mayor Melton and Mayor Goldman. I was lucky enough to chair the Finance Committee under both those mayors. And then I was appointed to County Commission when Duke Bloom was elected judge in 2001. I was appointed to the commission, and then I was reelected to the commission 4 times and was there 16 years. So it's been a wonderful experience all the way across the board.
So after all those things, Dave, why then, as you said, you have been serving and as the state revenue secretary, all those things, why now roll on the bench?
I think being on the bench requires a lot of wisdom and a lot of insight. And, no one wants to get old, Dave, and I certainly don't. But one advantage of being a little bit older, a little bit longer in the tooth is you have better insight and better wisdom. And I started thinking in 23, and when we started this year, where could I take my public service? Because I no longer practice law full-time. I haven't since I went to the Capitol in 17. And I started reflecting upon it, and I thought, I really need to think about the judicial side of things. I've had all of my time has been in the executive side, the legislative side, and it just seemed like a really good fit right now for me, and a good fit because I think I can bring a lot to the bench.
Now, from your time, as you said, county commission, city council, your time as the state revenue secretary, what are some of the things that you learned in those roles that, if elected to the bench, you feel that will serve you well and serve the people well?
Okay, first and foremost, you have to understand this is, even though we are in West Virginia and people say West Virginia is not diverse, this is a very diverse county from one end to the other, from South Hills to St. Albans to Clendenin to Montgomery. It's a very diverse place. And I feel like I have a very strong understanding of the diversity, our people, the way our people here think, the way we respect law enforcement here, and the way we care about our seniors and our children as well. And one of the most important things that happens in these circuit courts every day is not the multi-million-dollar lawsuits. They happen, and people get hurt, and they need to be compensated. But we deal constantly with domestic issues. And I think that could bring a lot of insight into that. And I think I understand our culture and what causes a lot of these problems. And particularly, it's been said a million times, a lot of it revolves around not having strong family units and, of course, our old problem, addiction.
Right. Yeah, and it is certainly a scourge on the nation, but I don't think any state in the union has been hit harder than what West Virginia have. What's the biggest challenges facing the courts right now, in your opinion?
What I just brought up, trying to resolve complicated social issues through the judicial system. And, our school systems have the very same problem. When you look, or challenge should probably be the better word, when you look at what we expect out of our schools today and what we expect even out of our preschools, children that are coming to school that are not being properly cared for, that are hungry, that are being possibly mistreated at home, and that child is an innocent victim of that, and then 18 years later or 15 years later, that child is sitting in front of a courtroom somewhere charged with some sort of crime. So it's a very, very big societal problem. Every time a child goes the wrong direction, it's a failure. And I hope the courts play a role in that, but I hope even at the lower levels from preschool forward, we can continue to attack that. When you look at the economic numbers for West Virginia, and I've done that now the last 7 years, we talk to the Wall Street banks, literally, Standard & Poor's, Moody's, and Fitch. They always talk about our workforce. West Virginia's workforce and the fact that we don't have enough young people and our birth rate is lower than our death rate. That's not good.
No.
So we have to figure out from the bottom up how to continue to have young people come to our state, be born or come here, and then how to nurture them and make them productive adults.
I wanted to go back to your role, and I have you on more as a candidate than anything else, but I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you a couple of questions about your current role as the State Revenue Secretary. Talk about that experience, what that's been like. You said that you enjoyed working with the governor.
Yes, exhilarating. When we got there in January 17, it seems like 100 years ago. When I think of all the things that have happened since January of 17, I mean, who would have ever in a million years thought we'd have this pandemic? I always tell the story, we started off, we were in a deficit position. The governor attacked a deficit with everything he had his first 6 months in office, and by June 30, 17, we were out of a deficit position and we were into a positive position. We rolled into 18, our numbers kept getting better, our severance tax revenue started to improve, the governor started to hit his stride with leadership with the legislature, and then all at once, along comes this pandemic. And I still tell the story that the federal government just basically wire transferred us about $630 million one day. It was March 25th, 2020, and didn't even tell us the rules on how to spend it. They just said, here's $620 million, and we'll let you know the rules later.
Yeah.
So that was the challenge that we had with the pandemic, and the governor had to lead us through that, the pandemic and all the businesses being closed and how to comply with the federal guidelines on federal money. And then we had to dig ourselves out of the pandemic. And it's been literally a roller coaster financially. And then at the same time, we did the Roads for Prosperity bond program, which was pre-pandemic, where we went out to Wall Street and got $1.6 billion worth of low-interest bonds to improve and basically catch up all the problems with our highways, and we never stopped working on that. And I'll tell you what Wall Street thinks of West Virginia. We sold $800 million worth of bonds one day in 8 seconds. That's how 8 seconds we sold $800 million worth of bonds. And that means that Wall Street likes West Virginia. They like our AA stable credit rating. They like the fact that we've done a wonderful job keeping our baseline budget down and keeping it flat and under control, and that we've taken and wisely used our surpluses to do very important, monumental things. So we tomorrow, literally tomorrow, we will be doing our ratings calls with Fitch, Standard & Poor's, and Moody's, and I'm looking forward to presenting West Virginia's story one more time to Wall Street.
We're talking with Dave Hardy, who is the State Revenue Secretary, now a candidate for Circuit Judge here in Kanawha County. All right, Dave, let's get back to the judges' races for a moment. Now, help the listeners understand the way the whole thing works, because whoever is elected to this position, the election is in May.
Yes, this is very complicated.
Yeah.
Due to the tragic and unfortunate and sad death of Judge Tabbitt, the position that I'm running for is now vacant. So there's two things going on here. I have filed pre-candidacy papers to run for that position, and that election will be held on May 14th. And the way the judge races are, there's no Republican or Democrat. It's a nonpartisan race, so you're elected in May of 2024 for an 8-year term commencing January 1st, 25. Now, what happens between now and January 1st, 25? The Judicial Vacancy Commission is going to be receiving applications for appointment to Judge Tabbitt's seat, and we'll be holding interviews for appointment to Judge Tabbitt's seat on December 6th. And then the governor will be given 3 names from the Vacancy Commission, and he will be able to pick from those 3 names. And that person will hold the seat from probably the middle of December throughout the whole year of calendar year 2024.
Until the new person, whoever that is, would take
Exactly.
over. So what you're asking for, Dave, is you're asking to be appointed. You're one of the names to be appointed to the late Judge Tabbitt's position, but then you're also going to be running as a candidate.
Exactly. Dave, you're a quick study. You got that one quick. Yeah, it's about a 12.5 month appointment for 2024, essentially calendar year 24, and then you are running for 8-year term starting January 1st, 25. So if things go right, I hope the governor will consider me for the appointment. I intend to submit an application, and if he does choose me, I'm really looking forward to jumping in with both feet. And,
you've been right there with him, you would think, but you never know.
Yeah, I never know, and I haven't asked him. I have not asked the governor if he would pick me for that position. I have asked the governor's office for permission and informed the governor's office that I would like to apply for the position.
And it'll be chosen in December, is that what you said?
Yeah, the interviews are Wednesday, December 6th, and generally the names are given to the governor within a day or two. So it would be mid-December.
Okay, all right. So what's the campaign going to look like? Because regardless of whether you get this appointment or not, you're still going to run.
That's right.
So even if you don't get it, you're not chosen by the governor, you are still going to run. So what's the campaign going to look like?
The campaign's going to be very positive. I don't do negative campaigning. I've won 6 elections in this county, 2 for city council, 4 for county. I never did any negative campaigning. To me, campaigning is like a job interview. I want to present myself as a seasoned attorney who had a successful private law practice for 33 years, who's now reached a point in his career where I think I can impart some of that wisdom and knowledge from having practiced law 33 years and lived in this community for literally my whole life. And that's essentially my campaign. And then, of course, I will campaign on the fact that I've done, I think, a very good job as a public servant, and I have been in some sort of public capacity since May 1st of 1995 when I joined Charleston City Council.
And the races for any sort of a judicial position, Dave, are a little bit different as far as the rules and what your campaigning style and so on and so forth. It lends itself to a different type of campaign.
It very much does. I'm glad you brought that up. There's a special canon of rules that apply to judicial candidates, and you have to follow those rules carefully. And the state bar takes that so seriously that they're holding a webinar on November 16th, a 3-hour webinar just for judicial candidates. So
give us an example of some of the things.
For example, a judicial candidate cannot directly ask for a contribution. So other parties can ask for that candidate,
right?
But I cannot walk in a law firm and say, I would like for you to contribute to my campaign.
Right.
that's considered to be a no-no, and for good reason. So that's totally different than when you're running for something else, where basically you never stop asking people for money. It's quite demeaning at times, but you do it. And then, of course, you have to be very careful about your statements, disparaging remarks and negative things that you say. And again, I'm reading these rules and learning them as I go, because this is new for me too, and I'm looking forward to it. I think the other thing, of course, is there's no, as I said earlier, there's no Republican or Democrat. It's just a one-shot election on May 14th.
But I mean, people can do their homework and they can look into your past and you or any of the other candidates to kind of see what it is you stand for, and your party registration is public knowledge.
That's right.
Through the Secretary of State's office, so they can go look it up if they want to take that opportunity. So we'll have you on, or any of the other candidates several times between now and the campaign. We wish you the best of luck with everything. You were telling me off the air that you're in the process of getting websites and all that stuff set up, right, so that people can learn more about you then.
Yes, we're just now starting to put the campaign together and get ready. I filed the pre-candidacy papers on November 1st.
Okay. Well, Dave, I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to be here. Now go crunch some more numbers, because you got that. You got some as you said, a series of phone calls you got to take care of tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow I will be presenting West Virginia's financial picture in front of the Wall Street rating agencies via Zoom, not in person. I'm looking forward to it.
And here's something. Let me just say this before we let you go. This is not a political statement. It is a statement of fact. If you go back and you look where West Virginia was 20 years ago, and everybody's got their hands raised, this was me, this was this position that did whatever. I don't care who did it. West Virginia is in a heck of a lot better place than what it was, say, 20 years ago.
I wish every person in West Virginia could hear the feedback we get when we present West Virginia's financial picture. We funded our pensions. We funded our OPEB liability. We have a balanced budget, and we have a $1 billion plus rainy day fund. All other states were very envious, believe me.
And again, a lot of this was you reached a lot of those goals prior to getting the money from the federal government, from the pandemic money. It was already there.
We've been funding our pension program since '94. That's a 40-year plan. We're on year 32, and we are very close to reaching the promised land. Well, we will be one of the few states in America that has fully funded all of its pension obligations, which means West Virginia's financial foundation is extremely strong.
Indeed. All right, Dave, we wish you the best of luck. Hang out with me here 1 second. It's Dave Hardy again, State Revenue Secretary, now a candidate for Kanawha County Circuit Judge. Show's brought to you by Meeks Realty Group. Discover the unrivaled expertise of Meeks Realty Group, your ultimate partners in all things real estate. Whether it's your dream home or that ideal commercial space, Meeks has you covered. Contact Rich the Realtor, 304-932-7488. Let Rich and the team guide you on your real estate journey. Take a look at their listings at meeks.us. We're back after this from the Parmar Store studio, and we're brought to you by the Thornhill Auto Group on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses are small businesses with big impact, including Generations Physical Therapy and Snap Fitness.
Cars from Larry Dawson's Auto Sales in Nitro, a few sight unseen. I trust Larry, and you can too. But the dealership also supports the local community. Every year, Larry picks out a local school and supports the athletic programs of that school. So when you buy from Larry, you're also helping the community. So keep Larry Dawson's in mind when you want to buy a car. You can visit LarryDawsons.com or go to 418 First Avenue, and Larry Dawson's place to go is in Nitro.
Are you ready to make every adventure awesome? Look no further than the new Thornhill Toyota. Introducing the 2023 Toyota Camry, Corolla, and RAV4. The ultimate companions for your journey. Whether it's the sleek Camry or the adventurous RAV4, we've got the perfect ride for you. And don't forget our unbeatable selection. We've got a ride for every style and budget. At the new Thornhill Toyota, we're not just selling cars, we're creating unforgettable adventures. So why wait? Visit us today and let's make every adventure awesome together. Click or come by at ThornhillToyotaWV.com or on the Thornhill Motor Mile, US 119 Chapmanville. See Thornhill for full details.
Are missing teeth affecting your confidence and quality of life? Dental implants may be the right option for you. Let Garib Dental Group, with their skilled team of doctors at 6 locations, be your trusted source for dental implants. With dental implants from Garib Dental Group, you can eat, speak, and laugh with confidence. Dental implants can change someone's life for the better. Visit GaribDentalGroup.com to find out more and take the first steps towards a healthier, happier smile. And at Garib Dental Group, like always, we love to see your smile.
Hey, high school football fans, if you want to see where your team ranks every week, check out the Thornhill Auto Group Power Rankings at WVMetroNews.com. Every Sunday evening, we will update the football Power Rankings. To find out where your favorite team ranks, go to WVMetroNews.com. Click on the High School Sports tab and then High School Football Power Rankings. The 2023 Metro News Power Rankings presented by Thornhill Auto Group. The road to total savings starts with Thornhill. Visit them on the Thornhill Motor Mile.
18 minutes away from 10 from the Parmar Stores studio, brought to you by the Thornhill Auto Group. It is 18 minutes away from 10. The show is also brought to you by Bridge Valley. Are you interested in improving your company's IT workforce? Well, did you know that Bridge Valley offers custom-tailored IT training to bridge the skills gap? With Bridge Valley, you can train for little or no cost. With a 50-50 salary match, Bridge Valley can also supply skilled graduates and apprenticeships for your company. Visit bridgevalley.edu/apprenticeships today. Big announcement from folks at Bridge Valley yesterday. They had a press conference in Montgomery at their location there, and Dr. Casey Sachs, of course, is the president. She was actually served a sentence, a session, whatever you want to call it, as my guest host on Friday Funhouse a couple of weeks ago. Dr. Sachs is going to be back on the show tomorrow. She doesn't get to play 10 questions, but we are going to ask her a lot of questions about things going on at Bridge Valley. She will be on the show tomorrow. Also on the show tomorrow, we have State Democratic Party Chair and Delegate Mike Pushkin, and another Democratic delegate, Kaylee Young, will be on the show tomorrow as well. Our hotline, if you want to get in touch with me, Bigly Piggly Wiggly hotline, 304-345-5858, or you can text, courtesy of Fruth, at 304-935-5008. And our phone calls to the show are a service of Bigly Piggly Wiggly. When shopping at your Bigly Piggly Wiggly, be sure to join their loyalty program. You can save big at the gas pumps and throughout the store with their electronic coupons and free gifts on Fridays just for stopping by. From farm to table, Bigly Piggly Wiggly, the best-kept secret in Charleston. Text says, Dave Hardy is a lifelong Democrat. He changed to independent sometime during the Justice administration. Do we really want to be electing liberals in disguise to our judiciary? Well, if Dave Hardy switched from Democrat to independent or to Republican or whatever, he certainly isn't the only one that did it in the state of West Virginia, because a lot of people have switched and continue to move away from the Democratic Party. We'll talk to Mr. Pushkin about that tomorrow. As was announced by Mayor Goodwin on the show yesterday and announced again at City Council last night, and Jarrett Lewis has a story posted about it at WVMetroNews.com, a worldwide company with operations in Elkview currently is moving to downtown Charleston. Now, the company's name is Worley, and they have over 10,000 employees in 46 countries. Now, over 200 of those are expected, by the time it's all said and done, to be in downtown Charleston. They're going to be moving into Laidley Tower with 170 positions there for sure. And at least at this point, it's still early on, at least 50 or so new jobs coming to downtown Charleston. Now, again, this was a company that was in Elkview. And so they're moving, from what I understand, and again, Jarrett Lewis has got an in-depth story about it on the website. They're going to actually be moving those employees from Elkview to downtown Charleston into Laidley Tower, that is. And so there's expected to be, and the mayor talked about it on the show yesterday, there's expected to be more jobs from out of state coming. So it's not just the Elkview positions, from what I understand. There's going to be others coming in as well. City Council last night approved a resolution for up to 120 parking spaces that the city will give for free as long as the company, Worley, operates in good faith. By adding new employees in that spot at Laidley Tower for at least 7 years. So that's kind of the deal. And again, the mayor talked about it on the show yesterday. That's kind of the deal. By the way, if you missed the show, you missed the mayor's comments, you can go back and listen to it on my social media and also on WCHSnetwork.com. So what exactly does this company do? Well, they provide consulting services to energy sectors and complex process industries. And if it sounds like that was taken directly off their website, well, it was. Now, most of the people coming to Charleston work in the field of engineering services. And the free parking that they are getting will be in Municipal Parking Building number 2. Mayor Goodwin said at council last night that Worley is an international company that first chose West Virginia and now chose Charleston, specifically downtown Charleston, not Not such good news for the Elkview area, which is going to be losing those jobs. But speaking for Charleston, it does put more bodies downtown, which is good for eateries and so on and so forth. And there will be critics, and there already have been. I read it all, got into a discussion about it with some folks here earlier this morning. But it's the kind of jobs that you want downtown. And I talked to the man, and I don't know how much, after the show yesterday, I'll go ahead and say this. I don't think she would mind for me saying this. After the show, the mayor stuck around for a little bit yesterday, 5 minutes or so after the show, and we talked about it a little bit, kind of off the air and off the cuff, and about some of these jobs and some of the people that are going to be coming. These primarily the jobs, the newer jobs, not the ones that are currently in position in Elkview, but the other ones are going to be the kind of people that you want, to come to down Charleston. And what you mean by that is you want people that they can't apparently. And this has been something that's been in the works for a while, and I'm sure the mayor would be the first to tell you that she wasn't the only one. There's been other people that have been working on this, but they came to Charleston, and they looked around, and they said they were kind of taken in a good way by some of the more positive things going on in the downtown area, and some of the the breweries and the things of that nature, and they liked what they saw. So as we would say in Logan County, I'm for it. It is 12 minutes away from 10. We're brought to you part by Brightway, the Mays agency of Tays Valley. Buying auto insurance can be very complicated. That's why you need a local person to look out for you. At Brightway, the Mays agency, they can customize your policies with coverages you need and want. Call John and Sherry Mays today. They're great people. 304-814-2509 or visit brightwaymays.com for more information. Now, you may have heard Tourism Commissioner Chelsea Ruby on Hoppy yesterday. Pretty big doings this evening at the Capitol. It all starts about 5. It's what is being called the U.S. Capitol Christmas Tree Send-Off. And I've got information posted about it at Dave Allen Radio on Facebook and also on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. It is a big old party to send this Christmas tree, which is from West Virginia to D.C. Now, there's going to be a parade starting around 5 at the intersection of the Boulevard and California Avenue. They're going to be doing up ice skating. I know when they planned this, they probably didn't realize it was going to be 78 degrees. Christmas light displays, hot cocoa, s'mores, etc. Not the best weather in the world for that sort of thing, but hey, we'll take it. It's going to be a good time, and as someone wittier than I am, posted on social media on a site I was looking at, it said, "Oh, so now Washington wants our West Virginia natural resources." Okay, got it. Go check it out on your drive home, and just know that your drive home will probably be impacted by it just a little bit. But it's kind of a big deal. I mean, they stopped at Tamarack. I think I heard Chris talking about that this morning, and West Virginia's on the national spotlight. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back after this from the Parmar Store Studio. We're brought to you by the Thornhill Auto Group and the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Are you a physical therapy assistant and looking for an opportunity in orthopedics, wellness, and athletic care? If so, Generations Physical Therapy is offering flexible work hours and an upbeat atmosphere. With 7 convenient locations, Generations may have a job designed for you. Visit generationspt.com.
Thrive with 5 at the best community bank in the Kanawha Valley, Poca Valley Bank. Poca Valley Bank is now offering a certificate of deposit special, 10-month APY, annual percentage yield 5%. Take advantage of this great rate to grow your savings. For more information, stop by a Poca Valley Bank location today or call 844-782-2651. Poca Valley Bank, where relationships matter. Certain terms and conditions apply. Rates based on minimum annual percentage yield. Subject to change without notice. Minimum deposit required of $10,000 of new money not currently on deposit with Poca Valley Bank to receive APY. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Dave Allen for Parmar Stores, and yes, another holiday season is here. Now, you don't need me to tell you how hectic it all is with the shopping, the cooking, the decorating, family, and friends. Well, just remember your local Parmar store is here for you during the holiday season and year-round. From gas to groceries and all the other things you need or may run out of, Parmar has you covered. We are the official convenience store of Marshall University and of the West Virginia Secondary Schools Activities Commission. Happy holidays, and remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Are you worried about retirement? Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is the premier retirement planning service in West Virginia. With years of experience and a commitment to personalized service, we'll work with you to create a customized retirement plan that addresses your unique needs and goals. Whether you're just starting to plan or nearing retirement age, Stike Wealth Enhancement Group makes the process easy and stress-free. Visit StikeWEG.com for more information.
Securities and advisory service offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Are you ready to make every adventure awesome? Look no further than the new Thornhill Toyota. Introducing the 2023 Toyota Camry, Corolla, and RAV4. The ultimate companions for your journey. Whether it's the sleek Camry or the adventurous RAV4, we've got the perfect ride for you. And don't forget our unbeatable selection. We've got a ride for every style and budget. At the new Thornhill Toyota, we're not just selling cars, we're creating unforgettable adventures. So why wait? Visit us today and let's make every adventure awesome together. Click or come by at ThornhillToyotaWV.com or on the Thornhill Motor Mile, US 119 Chapmanville. See Thornhill for full details.
8 away from 10, 580 Live, a Dave Allen, whatever you call it, is brought to you by Huston's Pizza. This month at your local Huston's, get a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and 10 cheese sticks, only $21.99. Visit HustonsPizza.com for details. Story posted at WCHSNetwork.com. The Kanawha County Board of Education has approved one of 3 calendar options for the 2024-2025 school year. Option 1 was the choices. You can read it exactly and what all that means at WCHSNetwork.com. The board approved that one 5-0. And with this one, the school year will start. This is next year we're talking about. Friday, August the 16th. There'll be a full week for Thanksgiving break. The Christmas break will be December 23rd through January 3rd. Spring break will be March 24th through the 28th. And the last day for students will be Thursday, May the 30th. Again, this is all next year, the 2024-2025 school term. Full details of that are available. You see all the options and what the board decided to go with at WCHSNetwork.com. The show is brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants, the only accredited commercial lab in West Virginia for asbestos and mold. You know, asbestos was banned in some building products, but not banned for all products in the U.S. Do not expose your family or workers to asbestos, mold, or lead paint. Get with Pinnacle Consultants. They offer real estate and environmental assessments for hazardous materials and air quality. Visit pinnaclecorp.net because what you don't know can hurt you. All right, something on the national front I wanted to talk about, and I was reading this over the weekend. Although a great number of the electorate, both Republican and Democrat, say they don't want either President Biden or former President Trump to be the nominee, it looks like both will be their respective party nominees. Now, the New York Times is out with a story over the weekend, and it's been commented on and picked up by nearly everyone, that in the states that are likely to decide the presidency, that being Pennsylvania, Arizona, Georgia, Nevada, New York, and Michigan, Trump is leading Biden in 5 of those 6, which likely would be enough to get him to the 270 mark, the number of electoral votes that the former president would need. Now, Trump is up by in other at least 4 or 5 additional states that are seen as crucial to getting the nod for president. But again, those swing states, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Georgia, Nevada, New York, and Michigan, at least several others, he's up in those as well. Now, West Virginia, of course, isn't one of those because Trump is already leading by like 6,000% or something like that. But why is that? Take West Virginia out of the equation and focus on the states where one would think that Biden would have a chance, like the swing states that I mentioned earlier. I mean, it isn't like people just suddenly fell in love with Donald Trump. Trump is just as unpopular, maybe more so than he ever was. Again, not talking West Virginia, outside West Virginia. The problem, as was pointed out in this piece by the New York Times, simply put, is that taking Trump out of the equation, Joe Biden has lost popularity greatly. Now, the Times in this piece says that the advantages that Biden had over Trump last time around, mainly that he was simply more well-liked than Trump, those advantages have all gone away. Now, what I'm talking about here, this is the words of the New York Times, folks. This is not Dave Allen speaking. This is the New York Times. And why has he lost favor so much in these crucial swing states? Talking about President Biden. It's the perception of the handling of the economy. Hoppy talked about this a little bit this morning in his commentary. You know, the economy is showing signs of rebound. Inflation has actually gone down, but that doesn't actually mean anything when you go to the grocery store to buy your kids some cereal and it's still $9 a box. You know, people don't really, they don't want to look at economic numbers. They want to look at what they're paying. And his age. His age is a factor. And it's not so much the number on the age. It's more about the way that President Biden, with all due respect, carries himself. And I'm a person that has respect for the office of the presidency, no matter who the president is. You know, whether I liked him or didn't like him or didn't vote for him, whatever. I respect the office. I'm not that guy that says not my president. You'll never hear me say that. I wasn't a Barack Obama fan, you know, but Barack Obama was my president. Joe Biden is my president. Donald Trump, my president. So I'm a guy that has respect for the office. But with all due respect, Joe Biden carries himself like a bumbling old man that could probably wet his pants at any given time. So in what groups is Biden losing the most numbers? According to the Times, it's among blacks and Hispanics. The 18 to 29-year-old bloc, which has traditionally over the years backed whomever the Democrat was, well, this group seems to have both Biden and Trump at about the same level. Black voters normally back the Democratic candidate about 90% of the time. It's dipped for Biden down to around 70%. Now, among Hispanics, President Biden currently sits at about 50%. That is way lower than what he was the last time around, and much lower than what Democrats have been in the past. Nearly half of registered voters in battleground states say there is almost no chance they will support Joe Biden for president. They say no chance in these swing states. It's fascinating stuff, really. And the fact that it's being reported by the New York Times should tell you something. Trump, who was in a contentious battle in a New York courtroom yesterday, is gaining ground. The other Republicans, and I think they have a debate coming up tomorrow night, there'll be 5 or so of them on the stage. Other Republicans are losing ground, and now Biden is also losing ground. Interesting stuff. Interesting times we live in, folks. Coming up on the show tomorrow, Dr. Casey Sachs from Bridge Valley is going to stop by. And a couple Democrats on the show tomorrow. Who says I'm not equal opportunity? All right, I got Delegate Kayla Young and State Democratic Party Chair and Delegate Mike Pushkin will be on the show coming up tomorrow as well. Ryan Nichols, my producer. Ryan, thank you so much. Enjoy this beautiful weather once you get through the smoke. And I will see you tomorrow. Till then, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM 96.5 FM Charleston and 104.5 Cross Lanes.
A WVRC media station.
We're proud to live here too.